I am writing to you to formally congratulate you on getting the position of security staff at our new Ingram's Wynd location. We are delighted to welcome you to the Rosebud family and hope that in time you will see what a great place to work this can be. Now, you're probably wondering who I am. Well, don't. I've just finished my last shift on my notice, and while I loved working at this location, it is probably in my best interest that I pursue other endeavors. So, I took the liberty of writing this formal introduction on behalf of management, as well as including a few tips to help you in settling into your new role at the best hotel in the Midwest. Following these tips will not only help you in getting into the swing of how we do things here, but will also help you out should anything go wrong. 1. Your shift begins at 9 p.m. and will last until 6:30 a.m. Try not to be late. Tardiness is viewed as unprofessional by management, and reprimands are swift and severe. If you are going to be more than 10 minutes late to your shift, call in sick. Taylor will find someone to cover for you. Thank Taylor the next time you're on your shift, and do not let it happen too often. 2. We operate here under a very strict uniform dress code at the Rosebud. If your uniform does not meet our standards, you can fetch one from Supply Closet C in the basement. Note: please do not enter the basement unaccompanied. Some of our previous employees have complained about strange noises and a feeling of not being alone when down there. If you want to hear more, you can visit them at Redacted, just 10 minutes down the road. 3. The security office is located behind the front desk at reception. You should enter the security office no later than 9:10 p.m. The keys are hanging underneath the reception desk. If they are not, locate our head janitor, Clyde. He usually carries a spare. If Clyde cannot be found, make sure you're outside the hotel by 9:10 p.m. Return the next night. 4. Do not use any key apart from the blue one to unlock the security office, and especially do not use the green key. 5. You have access to camera feeds of the hallways of every floor and major room, apart from the rooms where our guests are staying. We believe in doing all we can to make our guests feel welcome, and as such, believe in leaving our guests undisturbed in their rooms. It would be very unwise to knock on or open a guest's room door without due cause. 6. Make a patrol of the hotel every hour, but always before 52 minutes past the hour. Do not allow yourself to be outside the security office at 52 minutes past the hour. 7. When on your patrol, don't forget your flashlight. Some of the floors in the hotel are quite dark, and you definitely want to be able to see everything that is in front of, around, or behind you. Your flashlight is battery-powered and should be able to last you the full shift. If it goes out while you are patrolling a room or hallway, return to the security room as quickly as possible, replace your batteries, and wait until your next patrol. 8. When on patrol, all hotel room doors should be closed when you reach them. If any are open, under no circumstances should you enter the room. As fast as you can, quickly return to the security office and lock the door. Do not leave until your shift has concluded. 9. The 7th floor is off limits and must be viewed from the security room only. Do not allow yourself to end up in person on the 7th floor. 10. You may help yourself to anything you find in the fridge in the office. Some items may be marked with the name Mitch. Do not take them. They are reserved for one of our most loyal clients, and management would be most displeased if anything were to happen to Mitch during his stay. 11. Do not forget to thank Taylor for helping cover any shifts you may have missed. She values manners very highly and will be very offended at your impoliteness, to the point of sticking around to lecture you on that after you have started your shift. If this happens, for your own safety, it would be preferable if you sought employment elsewhere. 12. At some point during your shift, while viewing the cameras, you may hear a faint music box sound coming from outside your office, as well as some light tapping. If the music box grows fainter and fainter until nothing, you are fine. If the music box grows louder, switch off every appliance in the office, including the lights, immediately. Hide under the table. Do not make a sound. Remain where you are until the music box sound fades until you can no longer hear it. If the music box stops suddenly, I can only offer my apologies. 13. When patrolling the building, Do not acknowledge any footsteps you may hear that are not your own, unless they sound like running. In that case, do not look behind you. Return to the office as quickly as possible, lock the door, and do not exit until your shift has concluded. 14. Clyde normally goes home at 11:30 p.m. If you see Clyde at any point after 11:30 p.m., relocate yourself to another part of the building immediately. That is not Clyde. 15. Should you see any figures standing still on the cameras, do not look at them for too long. Simply switch to another camera feed, and once you return, the figures should be gone. If they are not, refer to step #19. 16. If you have to use the restroom during your shift, one is located inside the office. Do not use any of the public restrooms in the hotel. In fact, avoid them altogether. 17. An elderly gentleman in a red three-piece suit, wearing a bowler hat, may come down to the front desk and ring the bell. If you are in the office at this time, exit and give him the package under the front desk that is wrapped in greaseproof paper and bound in twine. The man will not say a word as you do this, nor respond to any conversation you attempt to make with him. When you hand him the package, he will inspect its weight and then do one of two things. If he slips the package into his front coat pocket, tips his hat, then exits the building, proceed with your shift as you would normally, all is well. If he hands the package back to you, tips his hat, then returns to his room, finish your shift, then clock out early, as quickly as you physically can. The package will be the reception staff's problem in the morning, and that is better for you. Trust me. 18. Whether in person or on the cameras, should you at any point see a figure walking around in a bridal gown with a veil covering their face, no matter where they may be, run. Do not stop to clock out, lock up, or switch anything off. Just get out of the hotel as fast as possible, and pray that though you saw her, she did not see you. Return to your home, lock the door, and do not leave the premises for 24 hours. Salt the underside of your door, as well as along the bottom of any windows, and ensure that nothing gets in or out. Do not ask me why this is necessary, just do it. Trust me, of all the rules that you could break during your time working here, this is by far the worst one. 19. In the event that the figures are not gone when you switch back to the camera feed, leave the office and begin searching for the figures, beginning on the floor that they were originally spotted. The hallways may be unexpectedly dark, which is where your flashlight comes in. If you encounter a dark hallway, switch on your flashlight and shine it down the hallway. If it passes over a figure, they will cower away and run. Keep the flashlight trained on them until they all have returned to their rooms. 20. Feel free to stop and admire the paintings on the walls whilst patrolling the building. They are all portraits of various nobles, dignitaries, and figures of importance who have taken up residence at the hotel over the years. And the artist who painted them was a dear friend of the hotel. Pay no mind to the odd splash of red on the paintings, nor if the eyes of the figures seem to follow you as you walk past. 21. There is one painting to note in particular, of a man in a blue suit with a musketeer hat with a scar over his left eye. The name of the subject isn't actually known to us, but he insisted we call him McCrae. His painting is at the end of the hall on the ground floor, next to reception. When passing by, inspect the painting. He should be sitting on a wooden stool, with his left hand on his lap and his right hand holding a green apple, looking off into the distance with a dignified look about him. 22. If his appearance at all differs from this description, exercise extreme caution and proceed accordingly. 23. If the apple he is holding has changed colour, proceed carefully for the rest of your shift and do not eat a single bite of any food until you have clocked out. 24. If his hat appears different or is missing, search for it. It will be somewhere in the hotel, in plain sight, not stuffed away in a box or drawer. Once you've found it, place it on the stool, in front of the painting, and return to your office. When next you check, it will be back on his head as it should be. If you are unable to find it by the time your shift ends, it will no longer be your problem. 25. If he is missing from the painting entirely, run. Do not stop running until you are home. Take a different route home, ideally one that lasts 90 minutes or more. If every light is on in your house when you return, you should be safe. 26. When you make it to the end of your shift, clock out, lock up and head home. But before you do, say thank you to the statue of Mr. Carlyle, the original owner of the hotel. A fist bump on the right hand is customary. Failure to do this will result in your next shift becoming much more challenging. And this concludes your briefing. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and I hope to hear of you returning, good and well, in the morning. Kind regards, Rosebud employee, Rosebud.